action. If you don't like what we say on this podcast, go fuck yourself. Welcome to episode 3 of what are we going to name this fucking podcast? I'm Jason.
I'm Jacob.
And I've resolved to grow a Viking beard. Tyson.
Nice nickname. We'll make sure to call you that.
I've resolved to grow a Viking beard, Tyson.
Yeah.
It's a little involved, but I think we can do it.
I'm good with
it. So, what are we talking about today?
There's all kinds of stuff to talk about.
It's more like tonight, because there's no light outside.
Well, today kind of encompasses the entire day. So, you know, today.
Yeah, so there's that.
There's that uncomfortable pause and silence.
Touché, sir. Anyways.
Sniffles. Yeah, we were talking about nose hairs before we came on. Long nose hairs.
And it just so happens that all three of us have extreme nose hair growing abilities.
It's like a superpower, but not
a good one.
Not a good one. Much like growing your fingernails at any.
If you have a mustache, it's all right because it kind of blends
together. But no, I had to pull a nose hair today. That was extremely. It just rocked my world a little bit.
You wept like a child.
I wept. It was bad. A grown man crying in front of children.
He came out of the bathroom with his pants around his ankles, weeping. Look at what I did to myself.
That's how deep the nose hair ran. It pulled all my pubic hairs out.
Oh god.
Pretty rough.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like all of them were running kind of vertical with each other, and then one was kind of odd. It was really like a thick, coarse black hair. The other ones are kind of like newish.
Why's it gotta be black? You racist?
No, my body is apparently because my facial hair is black and
I've reached the age
my nose hair is black.
I've reached the age where my nose hairs are becoming gray, and those are horrible.
A gray nose hair.
Gray nose hair.
You say the black ones are coarse, the gray ones are worse.
Really? Is there a grain to it?
Yeah.
So speaking of nose hairs and mustaches, I saw the new series. Black Cells. I saw the first episode.
What the hell of a segue is that? Speaking of nose hairs, I saw...
What kind of a pirate doesn't have a beard or mustache?
Black Cells? I didn't even heard about that. What is
it's almost like the Vikings series they did.
It's
a History Channel?
It's a pirate series based around... I believe it's based around the story of Long John Silver. It starts out with him as just a crew member on a small ship, and the ship gets... taken over by pirates, and they kill everybody, and he manages to survive and join the pirate crew.
Is this on History Channel or Discovery?
I don't know what channel it was on because I watched it online.
Why did they kill everybody except him?
Well,
was he killing them? Like he's the only badass left standing? They're like, we got to get this guy before he kills us.
Well, they didn't kill everybody. They killed the captain and a large portion of the crew. I should have said. And one of the reasons that they kept him alive and took him on with their crew is because he killed the ship's cook, and then he claimed that he was the cook.
Long John Silver did?
Yeah, John Silver. And so
that's where the restaurant comes from.
Yeah, and so he claimed that he was the cook. But
shut up.
The series, one of the major producers of the series is actually Michael Bay.
Whoa!
And it is very obvious.
A lot of explosions.
It starts out with explosions and
there's never been that much gunpowder ever.
Explosions.
And gore and limbs and stuff.
Like guys just run into things and explode.
And then
one of the boats turns into a robot and they start fighting.
In true Michael Bay fashion, it segues straight from the explosions into women.
Fantastic.
And it's a very interesting show. I would highly recommend people check it out. I enjoyed it. I wasn't so much a fan of some of Michael Bay's other work. It tended to get redundant, but I don't believe he's actually directing.
Like Transformers 1 through 14.
He's just listed as a producer, but it does seem like he produces with a heavy hand. But it seems like a good series so far.
Have you watched Pain and Gain yet? Speaking of Michael Bay,
what's it?
Pain and Gain? That's it's the one with Mark Wahlberg and The Rock.
Oh, I actually heard a little bit about that on the radio.
Really good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a fun little film. It kind of redeemed Michael Bay for me.
Dwayne Johnson.
It redeemed Michael Bay for me after the Transformers debacle.
You know, with all his wrestling years under his belt, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, I actually like his acting.
He's coming to his own.
The movies and things that he's been in.
With the exception of the Tooth Fairy. That one was not very good.
Was that? Which one was that? What are you
That's
doing?
the one where he got he became the Tooth Fairy, I guess.
It was written by some other guy.
So yeah, the Tooth Fairy is the Tooth Fairy. He gets drafted into being a Tooth Fairy, and he doesn't want it. He's a hockey player. It's crap. Total kids film.
To reiterate how much of a piece of crap it is, they made a sequel with Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh God.
Yeah, so getting them teeth done.
Get her done.
To put it, it goes along the same lines as The Pacifier with Vin Diesel, or what was
I liked that movie.
What was it?
What
Mr.
are you talking
Nanny?
about?
I really hope that was sarcasm.
It was Mr. Nanny. Mr. Nanny was the one with Hulk Hogan back in the day.
The one with the guy drowning
Hulk
his dog.
Hogan played a nanny?
Yeah, he danced around a tutu and everything. Big tutu, fantastic.
That sounds awesome.
It was fun.
It was horrifying.
There's actually a background scene when he's riding his motorcycle to the to the kids, the people's house. That was on Hollywood Babylon. Actually, they mentioned it, where there's a dude drowning his dog on the beach. Like in the background,
like it actually
drowning
happened?
his dog with his head, holding his head underwater.
Was it something that they just happened to accidentally catch on film?
I would hope so.
He actually was.
He was trying to drown his dog.
That's awful.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, you didn't know that? I told you this. Yeah.
That's
There's a dude drowning his dog.
Speaking of accidentally catching things on film, supposedly a guy hung himself on the set of Wizard of Oz.
I watched that.
Yeah, we watched that.
Yeah,
Is it legitimate?
I think it's something in the background that just happens to just be there.
Swing, yeah.
But the silhouette, it does kind of look like a little person hanging. I really hope it's not, but it fucking looks like it. It's pretty sadistic.
Much like the whole, the ghost and the 3 Men and a Little Baby.
3 Minute Baby. That's just a cardboard cutout of
Ted Danson.
Ted Danson. Yeah.
Nice. I like how you
the forehead.
You did the forehead.
But you knew exactly what I was talking about.
Well, I knew who I was talking about beforehand.
A protruding forehead. Dr. Becker. I got it. I'm Dr. Arnie Becker.
So have you guys heard about Smith & Wesson and other gun manufacturers not wanting to sell guns in California anymore?
Yes, actually.
Really? Why?
Because California's got a new law in where there's going to be a microstamp placed on every bullet when the gun's fired. It's going to put a little microstamp on it. That way they can trace the bullet back to the gun that fired it. And they don't want to sell guns there, and because of this microstamp,
they want to get away with murder.
Because it's an extreme cost that they have to. Basically,
I imagine a tiny chip in every single bullet.
Yeah,
and boxes come with 100-something bullets.
I thought it was stamping the guns.
Yeah, it's a stamp.
Yeah, I thought it was stamping the guns, not the bullets.
Yeah, it's an electronic stamp that stamps it, but it's not like an actual.
Oh, like a little chip.
See, but the reason they're having an issue with it is they think that it'll cause misfires and things like that. So
that's what they say.
And
that's what they said at the press conference.
It'll cause misfires. So when that one gangbanger drives by and tries to shoot that old guy in the car, it might jam up. It might not fire, and he might not get the kill. And then he won't get into the gang. And then he himself might get taken out. You know what I'm saying? They'll have to do it old school and jump him in, and nobody wants that.
When you
lost me.
Here, I'll
I got lost in the
explain.
woods of your tangent.
When you fire a bullet out of a gun and it goes down the barrel basically leaves marks on the sides of the bullet.
Because of the each gun has its own like a unique chamber.
Yeah, they have a bore. It's
Okay.
rifling like in the barrels. It'll leave a small mark on the outside of the bullet, and basically every gun is kind of unique to like there's the I don't know how to explain it really. But you can match up.
Almost like a fingerprint.
Yes, it's basically like a fingerprint. Each barrel leaves a fingerprint on the bullet.
Okay.
And so you can match up, if a bullet has been fired, you can match up the bullet to the barrel it was fired from.
And that's what ballistics comes in.
Yeah, and from what I understand, they want to basically get a fingerprint of each barrel before they're actually sold, so that when they get a bullet, they can run the ballistics on it and they'll know which gun it was fired from. Right now, they don't do that for whatever reason, because it would have taken too much time and money probably to get that kind of thing taken care of.
I gotcha.
And so they're wanting to do that now, and it would just be too much money and too much headache for those firearm companies to take care of something like that. And so they're just not going to sell guns in California because it's just easier for them to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
California.
How big business goes. It's going to cost too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
California are a bunch of fascists as far as guns are concerned right now anyways. So if I were a gun company, I would not sell to California.
Or gun companies or cigarette companies or pretty much anything that's bad for you with the exception of cocaine, I'm sure.
They have medical cocaine dispensaries in California. Got that medical ice. Make you feel alright.
Interesting.
It's very interesting. I want to do that now. I swear, it's legal medical cocaine. Alright.
Well,
You want to go with your talking point? Do you want to go ahead with your talking point, or you want me to start another one?
I'll keep going. Did you hear about the Sochi Olympics? How they're going to bring in
terrorists, or what do you?
No,
know
they're bringing in killer whales.
Have you heard about the terror? Well,
No,
we'll go on that afterwards.
They're bringing in killer whales. They've already captured one, and they're going to have them on display. These killer whales during the Olympics.
What? Like SeaWorld comes to the Olympics?
Basically, this is in the aftermath of the whole, Blackfish phenomenon where people, and it's really you
That's
guys
probably not the best
really,
PR move to make.
Not really. Unless
What is everybody pissed off about? Oh, SeaWorld. Let's do killer whales and catch them in the same fashion.
You could look at it this way. People that watch Blackfish and were affected by it are sensitive.
They're pussies.
Sensitive people might not have a problem with homosexuality. Russia doesn't like homosexuals. So to keep homosexuals out, they're going to bring killer whales in to be insensitive to the sensitive people.
I like that line of reasoning.
Okay. Don't get me wrong. That Blackfish tore me up. That was a hard movie or documentary to watch.
It was a rough watch. Like, I know you read a synopsis of it.
I only read a small synopsis.
Watching it is a completely different story. It's almost heartbreaking. There's some moments in there where you're just like, oh god.
See, the thing is, I feel like even if I were to watch it,
you don't have a heart.
I enjoy it.
You don't have a heart,
no,
though.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but humans are the rulers of the world and hopefully eventually the universe. And so I feel like we as humans if we have the ability to do whatever we want as far as our environment and Earth is concerned.
Thank you, Reverend Tyson.
Damn. When are you starting church?
All right, listen. It's in human nature. They've been doing it for hundreds of years. They used to go whaling all the time, and they used whale oil for all kinds of different uses. And then they put a stop to it, but because of people getting all sensitive and whale populations going too low and stuff like that. But I enjoy SeaWorld, and I like going and seeing things on display like that because it's not every day that a person can just go to the beach somewhere and see killer whales. So
true.
I mean, I think of it as a small sacrifice for the killer whales to pay. To be able to entertain their greater human masters. I don't understand why that's funny either.
I think it's funny.
All right.
It's just a small sacrifice they have to pay that they didn't.
Look at it this
They didn't
way.
even have the opportunity to say yes or no.
If you're going to have
I'm sorry.
aquariums and places like SeaWorld, and you want to shut them down for reasons like, they're mistreating the killer whales and things like that, well, why don't they just shut down all the zoos as well? I love the zoos. I mean...
Well, no, okay. A lot of Blackfish, and people have looked at it and gone, oh, screw SeaWorld. It's not about that. That's not... SeaWorld doesn't have... The only thing SeaWorld has to do with being bad in that is not telling the trainers ahead of time how dangerous it really is. That's the big problem with SeaWorld. The rest of it has to do with the fact that because most of the whales have been born in captivity.
Wait,
They're born there.
just a second. Can you, because I didn't actually watch the documentary, and I don't know who listening to this has actually seen the documentary. Can you give a good gist of what was in the movie? Like
The movie revolved around one killer whale they caught as a baby. His name was Tilikum, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much him growing up and murdering
Tilikum
like 3 or 4 different trainers, but they used him as a show whale, but they kept him in like a tiny
they kept him as a breeder.
Yeah, and they pretty much bred him. He was like a stud.
All the killer whales, for the most part, have come from his stock, and he, of course, had an attitude.
He's been known to kill
and so
trainers.
it carries on through
he was
killer whale genetics.
He was the quote unquote killer whale. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So it trickled down. So yeah, the problem with SeaWorld is they're not explaining enough to their trainers how dangerous the situation really is. Oh, it's trainer error. It might not be trainer error. It might be the fact that this whale's fucking pissed off and doesn't like the fact that you're in its little room, Sometimes I don't want people in my room, and I go, get the fuck out.
But you're also not a 16-ton whale.
I can be.
Well, that's what they get that's what they get for breeding an alpha whale.
But the heartbreaking part is listening to the people talk about the people that have lost their lives or how they took the animals from the parents, and that's the part that gets to you. That's the part where you're just like, okay, but you have to,
Just when you have this
People die every day. I mean, you could die on the
yeah.
street, like in a car accident or getting mugged. You could get killed by a killer whale or a deer even.
Or you could be out swimming and, some
it
people riding in
happens.
boats around you and surround you by a net and they pull you in and then make you dance.
Honestly,
and
anyone...
Somalian pirates could shoot you in the face.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. But I look at it like this. If you're going to deal with animals like that, if an animal weighs 100... If it weighs even twice your body weight, you have to be careful around that animal and you have to get a feel for its temperament. Because if you don't do that, you're just being careless. And in that case, I don't know if I would say that they deserve to die, but
they knew it was
Well,
going to happen.
look at
So
it
the
this
fact
way.
that it did happen, they shouldn't be shocked.
It was negligence. Yeah.
The problem I have with it is you're gonna jump into a tank with a killer whale. You're gonna ride this killer whale. You're gonna do flips off of it.
Oh Lord, they ride them.
Yeah, dude, you didn't know that?
I've never seen them ride killer whales.
Yeah, they'll hold on the fin. And
hold on the fin, or they'll
I've seen them do that with dolphins, but
no, they do it with the killer whales.
I
yeah.
need to go back to SeaWorld
or
and
they'll
give SeaWorld my money.
Or they'll be floating in the water and then they'll nose them and then they'll push them while they're like doing the whole thing, like.
But see, then
But
then
yeah,
again,
near its mouth, where it could just go whoop.
you don't see
Done.
people, in the polar bear exhibit doing the same thing with polar bears. They're not going to ride polar bears and jump off of them.
I'd ride a
and
polar bear if I could.
You know what I'm saying? They're not going to. You're not going
I'm the polar bear cavalry.
because they know this polar bear will maul the shit out of you. It is a polar bear. It is a beast. Well, it's a killer whale's got its name for a reason. It's a killer whale,
And they have lots
it's a
of
meat
teeth.
eater. It is a mammal.
It's a
It is
mammal,
a
yeah.
meat eater.
But it did say in the documentary, I don't know how true the statement is, but there haven't been any recorded killer whale attacks in the wild. Is that because the person just never came back? They never just heard
Probably.
from them?
Is this the...
There's never been. Yeah,
Is this the plot line of
you're
that
up
movie
north
Orca?
and- You're up north and you're studying, penguins, and you dive under to film it. You might not show back up, and nobody knows what happened to you. Why? Because your wetsuit looks a little bit like a seal. Sorry.
Is this the same whale that killed that guy a few years back that jumped into the tank naked after hours?
Yep.
Well, all right.
They actually
Look at
mentioned that
it.
in the
Look at it from
documentary.
the whale's perspective. You've got weird people jumping into your tank naked in the middle of the night trying to do God
going on
knows
here?
whatever with you.
It castrated him. It bit off his genitals.
He was defending himself.
It bit.
Whenever I defend myself, I don't gnash at the
I
genitals.
need to be the voice of the whale.
Here's the question I have though. You know how big the mouth is on these things,
It's huge,
And
and
it
it has
managed-
lots of teeth.
and it managed to gingerly bite off this man's genitals. Not his legs, not his lower half, just his genitals.
That's like
genitals.
surgically, like
Yeah.
precision.
Like it was
Well,
like
the guy probably tried to use those genitals for like
He was
the whale's blowhole.
He was
or
waving
something.
waving his genitals at him. This is how they mate. They wave their genitalia at each other, and then
So yeah,
they swim in circles for.
It seems like a good idea. Just if anything is large like that and has lots of teeth, like a polar bear or even a killer whale, don't be careful around them.
sharks.
Here's
you don't
the-
see him in the thing with sharks, do you? No, you're not gonna
Sharks
ride a
aren't
shark.
mammals, all right?
They're fucking cold-blooded killers. Damn
Yeah,
it.
they're cold-blooded killers.
We're closer to the fucking killer whales than we're closer to sharks. Those
Yeah.
assholes.
Are we? Are we really?
Yeah, actually we are. They're mammals. We're
I know they're mammals. I understand that they're mammals, but they also live in the ocean.
Yeah,
So?
but sharks are not mammals, and we're mammals, and killer whales are mammals, so we're automatically closer.
You know what
to
else
killer
is a
whales.
mammal? Steven Tyler.
And dolphins.
And dolphins.
Yeah.
But then again,
But mostly Steven
we don't
Tyler.
have a dorsal fin. Sharks have dorsal fins.
We used to have a dorsal fin.
Did we?
So do killer whales.
Probably.
Killer whales have
I don't
dorsal
know.
fins.
Is that the propaganda that they're trying to teach you in school now?
No, it's just what I
Don't
made
all
it.
fish have dorsal
I made
fins?
that assumption on my own.
Pretty much. But killer whales aren't fish, but they have a dorsal fin.
Indeed.
Exactly.
They're
Which
aquatic
means-
creatures.
So
Somebody
does
fucked up
that
somewhere.
neutralize the mammal aspect?
Yes, it does.
That can be argued for hours.
Good
We're
thing-
not going to
good-
argue that for hours. So
Not at
let's
all.
move on.
Indeed.
Indeed. Okay. So, I think you mentioned that you watched Grudge Match, the new movie with.
Yeah, I did. I watched Grudge
Stallone
Match.
and De
Stallone
Niro?
and De Niro. And it was good. I enjoyed it. Kevin Hart was funny in it.
Kevin Hart has his moments where he's pretty funny.
Well, generally, I think he's a funny ass dude. He really is.
He's pretty funny.
But
I've seen some of his Facebook posts. They're actually pretty funny.
you don't have a Facebook page. How are you looking at his Facebook?
I saw them
posts?
through you. Shut up.
He also has a girlfriend that probably has
Yeah.
a Facebook page.
So there.
So
She
there.
does. She's my friend on Facebook.
Get this.
And
she's not much
Whenever he
more.
first got like the friend request, he was like, "Who the hell is this?"
I was here. I was here when that happened.
No, you weren't.
I remember him telling me. The first.
Well, we'll cut that part out then. This isn't going
No,
anywhere.
we won't.
You're right. I'm not.
But yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it was Raging Bull meets Rocky, and they even down to the fighting stances that they had in each movie. That's how they fought each other.
Did Mr. T come out and just give a fucking right hand to somebody? Just
No,
This is
Clubber
the
Lang.
North Star.
Clubber Lang did not show up in this.
Damn, that would've been
not
fun.
at all.
Clubber Lang.
Not even a little bit.
that'd have been fun.
But yeah, at one point they did butcher the national anthem, and it was pretty funny.
I wonder what that would sound like.
It was pretty.
Yeah,
rough.
for the land of the free.
No,
the
not
home.
Dylan. We're not. It's not Bob
In the
Dylan.
home of the brave. You got jets flying around and people wearing denim and going to little kids, going platinum.
Bombs, lots of bombs.
With lots of bombs and you won't stay where you will, Pearl Harbor.
The hell are ramparts?
I don't know, but I'm
Is that
fucking
like
tired.
walls? I can't remember.
Probably. Fucking tired of hearing the national anthem. I'm
Wow.
I'm patriotic, but
Wow.
god dang it, I'm tired of fucking hearing it.
That's because you listened to it four
We
times.
should
before
have a
started recording.
new national anthem. One that's easier for idiots to remember how to sing in front of crowds of football players.
USA.
No, we're not. No. That one's a...
You know, I think a lot of Americans would actually be okay with that particular choice.
Every drunk frat girl knows the words of that song.
Everyone in
as
our
well as
parents'
anything else
generation.
from like Jimmy Buffett and stuff like that.
Every drunk frat girl?
Yes.
Really?
I just lumped them all in one sum.
No, frat girls?
Yes, frat girls.
What are
What was
frat
so
girls?
hard to understand about that?
Wait, what is a frat girl for one?
They're the ones that hang around fraternities to get free dick.
Those are called sororities.
Are they?
Yeah, sorority chicks.
girls.
Huh.
Sorority girls hang around frat guys.
Now, here's the problem.
Anyways.
Wait. A frat girl could be a girl that hangs around frats, but is not in a sorority.
Yes.
Or it could be like that movie where
Hookers.
the chick
That's what we're looking for.
where the chick pretended to be a guy.
Talking about the new girl?
Just one of
what's
the
her
guys.
name? She also
Amanda
played
Bynes?
in.
No, not Amanda Bynes, not that one.
No.
No, this was older than that.
Yeah. Did she also play in G.I. Jane?
No, wrong girl. You're talking about Demi Moore. That's not her.
No, that's not who I'm thinking of.
You're talking about Hillary Duff.
Hilary Swank. Swank.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that was
thinking
Boys
of.
Don't Cry.
Yeah, that was a messed up movie.
Yeah, fuck that. That was on IFC a lot. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing...
She does a lot of those.
I'm done with
like,
this.
I don't find her necessarily that attractive. I mean, there's an attractive aspect to her, but
She does have shit.
When she portrayed a woman, or portrayed a man in Boys Don't Cry, kind of get a little chubby.
no, the roles that she picks are just so hard. She does not go an easy route when she does film.
Hillary Swank?
Yeah, I mean,
Is she a method actress?
Well, she likes to challenge herself, probably.
well, no, like she was in $1 Million Baby, where she was a boxer and then she,
Oh, was that the one Clint Eastwood directed?
Yeah.
That was a very good movie.
and it was rough
course it
though.
was.
It was a hard film. She likes to play those characters that I guess get vandalized and beat up. I mean, she does it well. I don't know.
Clint Eastwood is one of my...
She comes from an abusive household. She's like,
Apparently.
I'm used to getting this shit beat out of me. I'm cool. Let's do it. Roll camera.
Well, the first movie I ever saw her in was Karate Kid Part 3. No, I'm sorry, Karate Kid. I apologize.
She was in Karate Kid?
Karate Kid, the next Karate Kid, the fourth one.
Karate Kid
With-
4?
There was a fourth one with Pat Morita. Yeah, she was the Karate Kid.
Oh.
I forgot there was a third one with Pony Boy in it. I forgot all about that. Anyway,
What? Pony Boy.
Pony Boy. Yeah, it's an Outsiders reference. That's way before your time.
Oh, okay.
There he goes, treating us like children again.
Well,
I accept it though, so he doesn't. He just stops talking.
well, you know,
Don't inquire any further.
Well, it's one
The
of-
explanation would be something you don't want.
Well, no, it's just one of those things. If you haven't watched it, you won't understand it, and I'm not going to be able to explain it.
Boom.
So yeah, we were before we were interrupted by work. We you asked about the Outsiders movie. The Outsiders movie is
So it was a movie. It wasn't like a TV
yeah.
show.
The Outsiders was a movie.
Was it Batman and the Outsiders?
No, but it had a lot of people in it.
A lot cooler if it was.
Like Patrick Swayze was in it. Tom Cruise was in it back when they were young.
You're not selling me.
What?
I don't like Tom Cruise.
Emilio Estevez was in it. You know, all the.
I don't think anybody likes Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise doesn't like Tom Cruise.
A lot
His
of the-
wife didn't like him either. That's why she left.
A lot of the Brat Packers got their start in that. You know what I mean? It's where
The Rat Pack, like
the Brat.
Oh,
Pack.
the
Brat
Brat. I was about to say that. That seemed
the Rat Pack.
That's a really old movie then with Sinatra.
Don't ask what that sound was. I don't know.
I knew what you did.
That's a Rat Pack sound.
The Rat Pack makes that noise. That's not Penguin from the Batman movies.
Give me another tonic. So
Nah.
In their speakeasies and and whatnot.
Jive Turkeys.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
I don't think
Wrong
they
era.
ever used wrong era.
I'm not touching that one.
what? Jive Turkey? Come on, that's
Black
outdated.
Dynamite.
I think I'm probably a Jive Turkey.
In the literal sense of the word?
What does it even mean?
You're the man.
Yeah, I'm the Jive Turkey.
You're the man. You're the one that anybody in a blaxploitation film has to rise up against.
Oh God.
You already have the beard, so it works.
Oh man. I'm just no comment. We'll do that.
I'll look up the definition for you. I'm interested, actually, what the literal definition of a jive turkey is. Shut up. Damn it. I know there's a moment in Semi-Pro with Will Ferrell when they were talking about jive turkey.
Oh man.
Just call me a jive turkey.
That was a very enjoyable film.
Of course it was. It was Will Ferrell.
It had Will Ferrell in it. I saw Anchorman 2 finally.
Oh, isn't it so fucking... It's like, what the hell is going on? I loved it.
Honestly, I thought it was just as good as the first one.
It was. It was...
Really?
Dude, it's fucking on par.
It's
I
totally
loved it.
worth any money that you would go to spend.
Any amount of money.
not any, but like $10 or whatever.
A general amount of money.
Okay, what does it say now?
Okay, the definition of a jive turkey. One who speaks as though they know what they're talking about, though they do not.
I'm definitely Jive
Yeah, we're all
Turkey.
AKA a bullshitter, so yeah.
Wait, we should just call this podcast Jive Turkeys.
Are we allowed to?
Why not? Fuck it.
3 Jive Turkeys.
We're
Three
jive,
turkeys and a coop of bullshit.
Yeah, I like that. I think we should do that. Jive
Three-
turkey. That's pretty cool. Is it 3 jive turkeys or just jive turkeys?
I like
Just Jive Turkeys?
Jive. Well, no, don't put the just in there. Jive Turkeys.
Just jive
I didn't
turkeys.
mean just jive turkeys.
You both said just Jive.
I know,
Really?
but we said just jive.
Just
to leave out the
quote
3.
jive
Jive
turkeys.
Turkeys.
No 3, it's just jive turkeys.
Jive Turkeys.
That way our theme song could be like a funk thing.
Jive Turkeys.
Yeah.
That way it sounds like a 70s porn.
Yeah, it has to sound like a cheesy 70s porn jazz.
Done by
or funk.
Chef.
Except he's dead now.
I mean, like, not Donald
Isaac
Wayne.
Hayes is his name, not Chef.
We need to hire.
No,
What's his name?
did you
from
listen to the first
Commodore?
episode? We label actors as their roles. His name is Chef, damn it.
What,
Isaac Hayes was the man. You leave him alone.
Clinton. What's his name?
George Clinton.
George Clinton. Yeah. We
Parliament?
need to, yeah, from
That
Parliament.
would be cool.
We need to hire him.
He can't be really doing too much nowadays. He's kind of
What?
old.
He still plays. He'll play to the day he dies.
Well, no, good for him. I'm just saying, like, they're probably not putting out new albums. They're probably just doing, like, concerts where they're just...
Yeah, they travel. They travel all the
greatest
time
hits.
forever.
Isn't the Grammys tonight? Isn't that supposed to be tonight? The
Who
Grammys?
cares?
Who cares? Oh yeah, like half of America.
Well, we're talking about
Maybe
music.
more.
Most of them people should probably be shocked for
Well, we
fucking
were talking
watching
about
it.
music. That's why I brought it up.
Here is what we need to do. Instead of having Nielsen boxes given to people, I think they should have anal electric probes that they put in people's asses. That way,
I thought that's what we had aliens.
we
for.
know who people are, like what people are watching what, like mindless television, and you can just kill them. Done. How many minutes of the
I'm not gonna weigh in on this genocide conversation.
How many minutes of the Grammys did you watch? Oh, 15? You're dead. Sorry, we killed you. You're
Well,
done.
you know, Snoop Dogg is up for Grammy.
For
this
what?
year, for his new album. Now, hang on. And it's
no,
not,
right to my reincarnated?
yeah.
Snoop Lion, then, not
Yeah,
Snoop Dogg.
well, yeah. Well, Snoop Dogg, who has now become Snoop Lion.
I like
The artist formerly known as Snoop Dogg is also acceptable.
I liked Reincarnated though.
Well,
I thought it was
yeah,
cool, but
yeah,
I like reggae, so
I don't
he's
like
getting-
reggae.
He's getting.
I know you don't like reggae.
I don't like.
You dislike a lot of
I
things.
don't like reggae.
I don't like reggae either. I mean, I can tolerate it to an extent, but then I get a little frustrated.
I like
I enjoy
gangster
it.
rap more than I like reggae.
But yeah, because
Is that supposed to mean something?
Not really. I kind of enjoy gangster
but it's
rap.
the genre. Because it's the reggae genre that he's going to get the Grammy for, not
Okay, I'm cool with that.
well, if he gets it. I don't know.
I hope he fucking gets it. How many new reggae artists are there?
Yeah, I don't. Is he going to get Sean Paul?
Holy crap, you're right. Sean Paul does have a new album out.
Sean Paul is awful.
Yeah,
He is.
He's not that great.
awful.
but
It's like
I would
really?
definitely Snoop Lion definitely better than him.
Well, I just like
Shut up.
Snoop Dogg or Snoop Lion. He's one of the chillest dudes ever.
Yeah, because
So he deserves like a Nobel Peace Prize for being chill.
a fucking in a world where Obama can get a fucking Peace Prize for doing nothing. Yeah, I'd fucking give one to Snoop Lion.
He got a Peace Prize and then he started more wars.
What the fuck?
Get a Peace Prize, start a conflict in Libya. Let's
Hell
do this.
yeah, America. Fuck standards.
America gets Nobel Peace Prizes for their warring techniques. And we should.
It was the most peaceful technique of war we could have used.
Best we could come up with.
Yeah, we didn't.
On such short notice.
We didn't directly start the conflict with troops. We did it with politics. You know,
Well, of course, and then drones.
we peacefully started the conflict. So we deserve the Nobel Peace Prizes. America should just get a Nobel Peace Prize as,
no reason.
as a country.
As a
Yeah,
country,
the country
as a
should be
country,
given.
we should get the Nobel Peace Prize just
because.
so we won't, just so we won't go to war with you. You give it to us, so we'll stay away.
We should get a Nobel. We should get a Nobel Peace Prize for being the most comfortable country anywhere.
We're the fattest people.
Yeah,
We're all
actually.
I don't know, I
The
think the
UK
UK is
has
pretty-
a much higher obesity rate
So
than we do.
Their Pizza Hut over
Much
there is
higher.
putting pizza, like, fucking hot dogs in their
crust.
pizza crust, okay? We
Now-
haven't come that far.
Well, overall, we may
Mind
have
you,
more
we're on their
obese
heels,
people
but we're
than
not
them.
there yet.
We may have more obese people than them in number, but their percentage of obesity is far higher than
That's
ours.
because we've got more people.
Yeah,
How does that work?
So,
I mean, you could fit all the people in England in a stadium over here. I mean, really. I mean, that's
that's kind
No,
of
you
stretching.
can't.
50,000
No, you
people.
can't.
And,
All those fat fucks. What are you talking about?
That's insensitive to fat people. Okay,
I'm fat. I can say what the hell I
Oh
want
yeah,
to do.
that's right.
we're all
I forgot about
Damn
that.
it.
fat ass
That's-
jive turkey.
Jason, you're not fat. You're not allowed to say that.
Bullshit! I'm 60 pounds overweight. Dirt, jerk. That's
Dirt.
Yeah, come back when you get to 100. Right?
You know what? I don't want to get to 100. Okay.
Okay. Here's something I want to bring to you guys. 5 myths on aging.
I prefer Norse myths.
Thor.
We can't all be talking about Thor and fucking Odin.
Ragnar Lothbrok, or whatever his name is. Lothbrok.
Here you go. Real quick before you start that.
Ragnar's the greatest.
No. If you want to do mythology, what were the names of the 2 war goats that Thor had?
He had war goats?
Yeah, they pulled.
What the
his
hell,
chariot.
Tyson?
They pulled his chariot. What were their names?
Damn, I'm not Norse enough yet.
Oh,
Your beard is not yet flushed.
I'll know that when my beard gets full length. It'll just come to me.
oh,
It could
okay.
become common knowledge like breathing.
What about the 2 wolves from Muslim mythology?
Who cares?
Exactly.
I'm not Muslim.
I'm not gonna talk about Muslims. They seem.
Are
to
you
be
afraid of
a
a jihad?
little bit?
Really?
Yeah, that's
Well, they're not going
that,
to
that
jihad you
threat's
unless you really insult them.
that threat's a little close to home right now.
Well,
you
it's
know,
just that,
9/11 being.
you have to really insult them.
The war in the Middle East is just the next crusade. That's all it is.
I mean, you know,
No, of course. I mean,
Muslims-
It's over the Holy Land, Israel.
Muslims are not. Most Muslims are not violent people. So,
Oh, I know this.
and you know, and
I've
they're
met
not. They're
peaceful
not
Muslims.
easy. They're not. You know, by saying, I don't really care about that. They might hurt their feelings a little bit, but they're not gonna assault you over it because they're gonna go, yeah, I don't care about Jesus either. And you go, okay.
How many crusades were there?
Too many.
They should just stop calling it the War on Terror and just
Call it a crusade.
the 11th Crusade or whatever number it is. They should just call it that.
When they're like, I think there was 8.
World
Were
War
there?
Crusade.
No, I don't know. I'm making up a number. 8 and a quarter.
There were at least 5.
Which is a quarter. I mean, they got riled
No,
up a
this
little
one
bit,
right
and they're
now,
like,
this-
we're just kidding.
8.43.
I think there were.
War of
I
the
think there
Worlds
were at
kind of
least
thing.
8. There may have. I know there were at least 5. I don't know. Anyways, they should just call it, crusade.
Just call it a crusade.
The Great Crusade of 2014.
That'd be cool.
Well, actually, of like 2003.
I could get behind a crusade. Now, war, man.
The Great
okay.
Crusade of
But
03.
a fucking crusade?
You're doing
damn
God's
right.
work. I mean,
Damn
I'm
right.
truly not comfortable with this conversation,
It's
guys.
God's work.
Are you really not comfortable?
What do you
with
not
that?
believe in
Really?
God?
You started this.
I do not. No, I do not believe in God. And I think
You had
this
to
is-
believe
this
in
is
something, damn it.
Yeah, but then what's
You know
your
what I believe
excuse? What's your excuse for going over there and slaughtering all the
You
Muslims?
have to have an
don't-
excuse.
I
Because
don't
that's what they're
wanna go.
doing.
Religion is the best excuse.
That's
Get
what they're
behind.
doing.
That's the only excuse for any war.
They kill
That
innocent
money.
innocent towns.
But
and
money
things
is God.
like that.
Then there's
Money
your religion.
is your God.
I thought happiness was God. Money just leads to happiness.
What are you, a fruitcake?
No, money leads to happiness.
What's a hat penis?
A hat penis? It's a hat.
Is
that
it
you
like
put
a
on your
merkin?
penis.
Is that a Jimmy hat? Is that a condom? A hat penis?
No, it's like, those Wisconsin people where the cheese heads, it's just a big dick head that you just put on there.
Talking about the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. Yeah, dickheads.
They lost.
Lost
Didn't they lose to San Francisco? Neither of you even followed football.
No,
Why
I don't
am I asking?
care enough
I
about
don't
football.
care.
They lost. They lost to San Francisco by 3 points in like the last minute.
Oh.
It was so great.
That sucks.
It was awful. San Francisco.
Okay, aging myths.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you guys to see if you think this is true or not.
Wow, we got way off topic.
Yeah, but fuck it. Who cares?
Okay, let's go with the myths.
But we were talking about grudge match.
Oh, we're doing it again. We're doing it again.
Let's go
We're coming
back.
back.
Yeah, myths.
Okay, myth number 1. Older people are miserable.
True. I'm miserable as shit right now. Bunch of
But you're not
bastards.
old, though.
I'm older than you.
But that's just...
I believe
You're
the
lying.
wording. Believe the wording in the myth was older, and Jason is older.
You're right, you're right.
Older than us. So he says it's miserable. It's law.
Anyways, yeah, it's apparently false. Happiness is not the domain of the young. In fact, quite the contrary. According to research on age and happiness, older people tend to be happier than younger people.
you know
Nah, that's
why?
crap. We're happy.
No, do you know why?
Because we have debt,
No, because older people are
and they're
retired.
going to die soon. They're like,
They're
fuck it, we're going to
retired. They're
do
like,
it.
we don't care.
It's because they rule the world.
No, they've already raised their. They've already
Down with the patriarchy.
they've already raised their children. They don't have to do that anymore. They don't care. Their kids are out making a mess of themselves. I'm happy. I don't give a shit. Fuck off.
They either die or they
That's-
spend their time on yachts.
That's the people older than me.
Yeah, and the age group that is the most unhappy, stressed out, and depressed are the
25 to
20-something.
35.
Yeah, the 20-somethings. You got it. How about that?
Do you know why? Because you guys want a fucking handout. You don't know how to work for a living. Pussies.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Not you two.
those are
Working
fight
at a-
words.
Working at a pizza place.
Not you two. Not you two. I'm talking about other people.
You
Are
looked
you-
us
are you-
in the eyes when you said that.
I feel the hate burning from your eyes when you said that. It singed my nose hairs.
I will
And your
recant.
soul.
I will recant my last
My
statement.
heart. You better recant quick.
I can't.
All right, next myth.
Well, the next one's kind of dumb. It's called DNA is Destiny, which is kind of vague and dumb.
Well, what does the myth say?
One of the paradoxes of American longevity is that medical science has become powerful enough to rescue people from the brink of death, but remains largely impotent when it comes to erasing the effects of the lifetime of bad habits that brought them there. Yeah.
In other words,
In other words,
They
you can't smoke and drink and be fat for like 40, 50 something years of your life and not expect consequences.
but
since you
the
have good
moment you
DNA, it's
die-
like,
no, but the moment you die, they can bring you right back. They can bring you to life and hook you up to an iron lung and keep you alive forever, if they want to.
That's true.
yeah, but we're not politicians, so we're never
They
going to have
can
that
keep you
chance.
alive. They can
Or
do
Ted
it.
Williams.
Or
They're gonna bring
Disney.
him back. They'll bring Ted Williams back. I believe. I believe in a thing called
No.
no.
I
myth
believe-
number 3:
All right, next myth.
work hard, retire harder.
I agree with this one.
Yeah.
Is this the myth that once you retire, you like start to die? That's not the proper wording, but what does the myth say?
Just wither down to nothing.
Yeah.
We work long and hard. Sorry. Our midlives are often filled with the stress of parenting. Don't facepalm, you idiot. Then we're supposed to retire and do nothing for the next 30 years. There's something wrong with this picture.
My uncle is actually doing that right now.
What, doing nothing?
He retired and claims that he doesn't have to do anything now, but he's a hypochondriac to an extent. So, he sits around. He's been sitting around. Now his arms hurt or something like that, and he's had extensive, heart surgeries and things like he's gone in for. He spent money on his heart, but now my arm hurts. Well, get him to do something.
I think here's
being lazy.
here's what I have observed, because I know a lot of old people and have known a lot of old people. I believe that the longer that you stay active, the longer generally that you will live. Now,
Because you're
now this
busying
doesn't.
yourself with things. You're keeping up
Well, if
something.
you're
There's
keeping
a
your
reason.
brain, if you're keeping your brain and body active, it's going to try and be able to continue doing that.
Yeah.
And if you give up and stop being active and your brain, and you stop keeping your brain active, it's going to. It's like if you don't use it, you lose it. That's a better way of putting it.
That's why 70-year-olds still
my
have sex.
grandmother lived to be in her mid to late 90s, and she was always going. I mean, you don't necessarily have to work yourself to death, like work super hard. That'll actually wear your body down. But if you at least keep active.
Well, the thing was, keep a moderate career that's not like too strenuous, but enough to keep you going, and like mix that with leisure. Don't work hardcore for like 30 years and then not do anything for the next. Yeah. It's just pace it out.
It's like a balance. A balance of activity and
of leisure and work, That way you're working during the day, but then you also have more time to spend with your kids as they're young and they're developing before they move out of the house.
Kids, are people still doing that now? Are people still having kids?
Really?
That sucks. Poor bastard.
They need to keep having kids, but they need to have smart kids so that we can go to space.
We need to weed out the dumb kids.
I think that has, and this is going to offend a lot of people, but I think that has a lot to do with religion. Once you truly break that, and don't get me wrong, I think religion has its good points. Don't get me wrong, but it is also a hindrance, and it keeps us from moving forward as a people. Because,
as Tyson would say, into space.
I believe that our race should go into the stars, like Star Wars or Star Trek, or something along those lines. We need to explore. We've always, as humans, we've always explored, and we've always enjoyed finding new things. And so I think it would be best for our species if we would put all of our resources towards traveling past our planet. So yeah. What were we talking about?
Old people.
There was something I was going to say, but I've already forgotten. So let's...
Myth number 4. Older people drain our resources. I've heard this one plenty of times.
Again, I think this goes hand in hand with the activity thing.
I think doctors drain our resources because they're keeping the old people alive.
I think homeless people drain our resources.
Exactly.
Homeless people and people who are on welfare who have the ability to work and refuse to.
Why would homeless people drain our resources?
Because they don't do anything.
They don't have a home.
Yeah,
but they don't have any resources to
live
drain.
On the street. I mean, they're
breathing our air, and our air is resources, and they're not earning it.
Is that a new currency now? Air?
No. They are. Because
it will be when we go to space.
They're keeping the sides of the roads clean by picking up cans and bottles.
Yeah, but then
that's what we have prisoners for.
But then they're getting money for that, and that money is ours.
Well, no, that gives them a sense of purpose. It gives them a job.
That's not it.
No.
Okay. I can follow this.
But most homeless people are lazy and just sit around and expect handouts. Though the ones like you guys are mentioning, the ones that actually go out and do shit. Fine, whatever. I'm cool with that. But not the ones that are just like, hey, how about you give me $1? Like, hey, how about you go fuck yourself? Because did I do...
People, okay, the reason that still works is because there's too many people that actually enable them. They give them money. And once you go, hey, I can get money just for asking for it, why are you going to go get a job?
Feeding a stray cat.
There are people that make more than you and I do begging for money. Yeah. Panhandling,
and it sucks. And that, again... It goes back to like welfare and unemployment. I'm fine with welfare being there. I'm fine with unemployment being there. There's a reason we have these things in place. It's whenever people misuse it.
Yeah.
And instead of being like, you've been on welfare for fucking 13 years, and instead of them going...
What about back in the old days when there wasn't welfare and unemployment?
Well, they communities.
And we were growing at humongously rapid rates.
At that point, back in that point... communities took care of each other, and the church had a lot to do with that. The church was more like a community center than anything else.
I thought you said the church was
the
reason for our downfall.
No, I said religion.
Okay.
The church. Okay.
The church. Oh, I remember what I was going to say now.
Right. Okay.
Concerning
as an organization, especially for small towns, the church was a good place because it was a meeting place for people to come. It was like a social event. It wasn't. Now the religious aspect of it, I don't necessarily care for. But the the community of the church is another story altogether, because you go there and you talk to people, and you can communicate with your neighbors and stuff like that, and that's fine. That's a sense of
fellowship.
Fellowship, yeah.
Okay.
Being one with the community.
I want to weigh in on this.
Go ahead.
I think that now I don't necessarily believe in God or believe in the fear mongering that the church has been responsible for since the early years of this half of time. I should say
This half of humans.
since the dawn of the Catholic Church. Well, since the dawn of religion, really. But where was I? I believe that instead of organized religion, it should be as organized community that should instill the morals necessary for coexisting in a society with your fellow man. I believe that the community should be responsible for that and not the church.
Well, once again, that goes back to having something in place that is becoming abused over time. You have the Bible.
Right.
It's there as a guidebook to help you not be a fucking cunt. Basically. From the words of the great Jim Jeffries.
Yeah.
Don't be a cunt.
But if you could separate that fear-mongering from the other aspect of instilling morals in people at a younger age, then... Alright, see, the way I think of it is since the death... not the death, but the downfall of organized religion, that this country in particular has gone astray from the path that it was on. And I don't believe that's because there's less God in people believe in God less. Now I believe that it's because the young people aren't learning those morals at a young age that they ought to be learning.
Well, a lot of times, but the problem with that is you learn the morals, but you also learn it along with the fear. And it's like, well, you got to do this or you're going to hell. And then all of a sudden you think to yourself, you go, this sounds like bullshit. Why am I going to bother? There's no hell. So you don't think there's going to be any repercussions. I think that if Christianity wants to move forward, I think that somebody needs to seriously think about rewriting the Bible.
They haven't done that several
times. You mean like the Catholic Church?
Well, the King James Version, for instance. I mean, but think about the leaps and bounds that our society has taken since that time. I mean, he changed it to fit, how society was at that point.
We have 72 different versions of the Bible.
Right, but the King James Version, for instance, he rewrote it to fit what he thought should be. We need that again. We need somebody to come in, and whether they claim to be the servant of God and God's talking to them, they need to rewrite it. And I'm not talking about the Book of Mormon. And I'm not talking about Scientology, but they need to rewrite it to better
the New World Order.
Well, just to better equate with what's going on in the world today, as opposed to what was going on in the world.
Are you talking about modernizing the Bible?
If you want to go at the instilling morals by reinforcing them with fear, for example, you could, instead of using God and eternal damnation as your source of fear, you could use some sort of prison system, flogging in the streets.
Be good or we'll slap the shit out of you.
Be good or you'll get the shit.
So we got
prison doesn't
the
work.
moral police.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what
prison does not work.
Well, we need to do away with prison and go back to the old ways.
I think they should
just stoning somebody.
Well, I mean it worked, didn't it?
You're right.
If you were
chances.
If you were considering stealing something, you also in the back of your mind had that risk of I might get my hands cut off.
Yeah.
And if they would go back to some sort of system like that, there might be less thievery,
or there might be less high fives.
Because God knows we're tired of that. No more high fives.
Yeah.
I honestly, Dora the Explorer does it best. Swipe or no swiping. Done. That's all you need. Swipe or no swiping. Ah, man. Done. But, I mean, what other crime, really, aside from killing? Yeah, sometimes you gotta kill a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's either that or let them use up our resources in prison, not working.
Yeah.
So, what was the fifth one?
Oh yeah, the fifth myth.
We're still talking about this.
I haven't forgotten.
Myth number 5: we age alone.
The hell does that mean?
It's a myth. I didn't write this.
No, I mean,
What does it say? You have to read the myth.
I don't understand that at all. No,
Aging is inevitable. How you age is not. You will very likely spend about 3 decades of your life as an old person. Think about that.
Okay.
Deal with it. I love that. Death is the only alternative. If you can put behind you the fantasy of eternal youth, you can begin to plan seriously for what comes next. You can begin to think hard about the type of old person you want to be.
Well, once you get that death thing behind you, you're good to go.
We age alone.
Yep. So basically, you're going to die alone. You're going to be a sad old man.
Everybody dies alone.
Well, of course.
It's not like you're
animals.
it's
Animals even die alone. They
it's
go
not like-
off in the woods to die.
No, it'd be
they don't want their loved ones to see them that way.
However, if you're all holding hands and drinking the punch,
Well, that's
you might all die together.
well. We're all waiting for the comet to come at a certain time, so we gotta hitch a ride on the Hellbop comet. Everybody drinking Kool-Aid,
Yes.
or you're in a bunker somewhere, and then the FBI shows up and takes out your leader, and he just bombs the whole place. Koresh that bullshit.
Well, when Daddy tells you to not let the bankers on the property and you're supposed to shoot them,
The FBI deserves a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes, they do.
So does the NSA.
Those
the
brave
CIA.
people.
Just our country, yeah.
I think the
Just our
CIA
country.
is doing great.
country.
Everybody,
things
every
overseas.
motherfucker on the American soil deserves a Nobel Peace Prize.
No, just the country. Because some
just-
people
The
don't
country
deserve-
itself.
Yeah, the
Who's
country.
who is going to be the liaison for the country?
Ourselves.
No.
Our country.
Our Nobel Peace Prize should be a
Are we
giant.
awarding it to do we drop it down the crevice like a Grand Canyon?
No, we
What?
award it to ourselves.
It should be a giant statue.
And then proceed to take all the other countries.
It should be a giant statue dropped in the middle, like in the absolute middle of the United States, the
So in-
continental
in-
United
in-
States,
in
just
Kansas
right
somewhere?
in the center, big enough.
But it has to
you
be
can-
huge.
You can see it from space.
Okay.
It should
way-
reach the
I'm
Earth's
good with
core.
this.
That way, when Google Maps flies over and takes pictures of it, we could just post that up everywhere. Anytime you go to a U.S. site, it's like, boom, peace.
I'm
Peace,
good with
bitches.
that. Like a Tower of Babel, but a statue.
Just a statue
our
of
greatness.
just how peaceful we really are.
Like the
All the while
statue.
we're bombing other.
Like take the Statue of Liberty and blow it up about 50 times that size, and
Exactly.
just drop it in the middle of the U.S. And maybe even have like a city inside of it, where like the greatest people in the U.S. are allowed to live there.
So
That way we can show all the dumb motherfuckers in the world just how fucking peaceful we are, bitch. Fuck
yeah, and it can shoot missiles.
it's got laser beam eyes. If anybody gets on the property that's not supposed to be there, we fry their motherfucking ass.
Or better yet, it can move around and it defends our country.
It's got giant tank treads and just
Yeah,
slowly
Japan has one that's like
It's like the
a,
super tank,
like a,
just runs the border.
the super statue, and it has moving arms, so it can
we built 2 of them.
slap down enemy aircraft and such.
Damn.
Yeah,
Then it
we
becomes-
should be military generals.
I don't think we have the resources for this.
No, we just be the creative minds behind it. Like we tell them what to do, and they make it for us.
Indeed.
We can make this country a better place.
We could.
Except for since you wouldn't want it to like run over everybody's houses and stuff, so you'd have to make giant roads and like a railroad crossing. So like if it's coming your way, like you know. You've got some sort of flashing lights
Like
and
a town-
black and white arms
like a
that
town
come
car
down.
that had those little one.
Well, instead of
Yeah, just to
We'll
prevent you from accidentally going in its
We'll
path
just give
and
it.
get
We'll
crushed.
give it robot legs, like spider legs. That way it can walk and position itself in between things.
That's true.
It's like that giant thing from Wild
Or a
Wild West.
giant hovercraft.
No,
And
because
it just floats above us.
the wind propulsion from it would blow houses away from such a giant.
That would be an honor. Our peaceful statue blew
No,
your house
no.
away.
We don't want to become like.
No, we need a new feudal system. We need an emperor, or a
I'm down with
king,
that.
or a king.
A Khan.
But they have no. We need a true republic with a benevolent but very intelligent leader that everybody can worship.
No, worship's not the word.
Yeah,
I nominate
worship.
myself.
We need an emperor who is a good emperor, who can rule the world. And then, if you can unite the
Isn't
world...
this everything the Bible ever talked about against?
No. If you can unite the world under one benevolent emperor, we can all go to space.
We could. But that's never going to happen.
Hey, don't say that. God!
Anyway.
We still might get our country protecting robot.
True. You know what time it is, guys? It's time for True Headlines.
Sweet, ring it on. Rock on.
What do we got?
True Headlines.
Rock your socks off.
Race car driver wants to show jury his sex tapes.
What? Why? Okay, first off, what's he in court for?
I'm assuming the sex tapes would clear him of whatever the allegations are against him. So, yeah, let's get some.
Rogerio Scott,
explanation.
42, of Boca Raton, Florida, faces 26 counts of mail fraud and is also accused of marrying his wife for immigration purposes. Scotton, who is representing himself after dismissing 6 defense attorneys, said this week he wants to show the jury a sex tape featuring himself and his wife to prove that his marriage wasn't a sham, cooked up to get the Brazilian racer permanent resident status.
I find it funny that the man who wants to show the jury a sex tape of himself also lives in the most phallic-shaped state in the U.S. Florida. We're the penis of the United States.
And everyone here knows it. That's why we're all dicks to everybody. And that's why the semen coming out of the dick is Key West.
Oh my god, I never noticed that.
That's horrible, guys.
But it's true.
No. I'm not talking about the phallic imaging. I'm talking about the fact that he dismissed 6 prior attorneys.
If he wants to, yeah, he's like, I want to represent myself.
Dude, you
Let him.
blew my mind.
Well, you'll never look at Florida
I
the
will
same
never
again.
look at a map the same way ever again. This is awesome and awful at the same time.
Nature has a funny way of portraying things.
That is so true.
The judge reportedly told Scotton, I don't think that it would be fair to your wife. To which the defendant replied, why is the privacy of my wife important at this point? I'm facing jail time.
Yeah.
Damn.
I can see it. I can understand that.
He faces up to 20 years in jail if convicted for mail fraud.
What is he convicted
Mail
of?
fraud. It's a federaal offense.
Oh, okay.
20 years.
Wait,
man.
so what does the sex tape have to do with mail fraud?
Because
All right, whatever. We don't care about that. Let's move on to the next.
well, he was
headline.
accused of 26 counts of mail fraud and is also accused of marrying his wife just to get her in the country for immigration purposes, basically.
Oh,
So,
And he wanted to show the sex tape to be like, oh, we're having sex, our marriage isn't a sham. Which means nothing because you can have sex with anybody and say it's your wife.
Well, that has nothing to do with the mail fraud, right?
That has nothing to do with mail fraud. It's just another account. It's just another thing he's...
he's just trying to shave one of the
Yeah,
accounts off.
he's like, I don't want to go to jail for 40 years. 20 sounds better. Let's do that.
Wow.
Eating and embedding.
Okay, next headline.
Next headline. Drunk man accused of riding horse with a toddler.
That sounds very dangerous.
That's honestly, it's kind of like operating a motor vehicle under the influence. You're under the influence.
Jacob once fell off a horse while not under the influence, and he was the only one on the horse.
I was. I
was
fell
very
right into
funny.
a patch of stinging nettle, too.
I have an uncle.
So
It
glorious.
sucked.
I had an uncle that got arrested. Got a DUI for driving
Driving a horse.
driving under the influence. But he was riding a bicycle.
Oh, okay.
So
They have
is
also
it like an RUI for riding under the influence? 'Cause you don't drive a bicycle.
He'd gotten in an accident because he
Right.
was drinking. And then he took his license away from him.
Did he run into like a phone pole or something?
Well, he was. Well, they
He
took
wrapped his
He wrapped his
hefty around, his huffy around the fucking
bicycle.
top.
He had a halo. He broke his neck. He had a halo.
Holy shit!
He
That
got
bad?
bored sitting at home, so he took the neighbor's bicycle, rode down to the bar, and got drunk. Well, on his way back, he went off the sidewalk, came back on the sidewalk, hit a telephone pole, flipped over the front of the handlebars. Well, at the light there were cops. So they see this guy with a halo just get thrown over a bicycle,
That is the
and
worst
they get
timing.
out to go help him, and then realize he's just plastered. So they took his ass to jail.
Damn.
One time when I was a kid, I saw a guy with a halo, and I thought he was a robot.
They are. They really
I
are.
understand.
I learned better. People have also been given DUIs for riding a lawnmower under the influence.
Yeah.
Well, that happens all the time in Baker County.
That's a motor vehicle.
That's
It's
a
got
motor
a motor.
It's got a license and everything.
If it's a motorized vehicle with 4 wheels and it's on the road, it has to have a license plate on it.
You might want to bleep that county out.
Yeah, you're right. Anyways, this guy. Thing was, it's not the worst part is not that he was on the horse, he was drunk, and he had a baby. He didn't know who the baby was.
How did? All right, think of it this way: how did he get on the horse?
Was it his horse?
and have the baby up there with him? Because it's very hard to get onto a horse while holding anything. So someone would have had to have handed him the baby.
Dennis Byers, 38, was arrested for public intoxication and child endangerment Monday while riding a horse. With him was a 3-year-old boy whom he couldn't identify.
You're going to get me a toddler, huh?
Oh.
So I got more than I can handle.
Apparently, the guy met the little boy's dad around 3 p.m. That day because he was looking for a horse for his son. The horse owner was going to ride over to the child's house and let the child ride with the guy that got arrested, with the father following him. That way the kid can be like, oh, whatever. But when the father got a work-related phone call, he stopped following the guy on the horse and the baby.
Why?
So he left his child with a drunk man on a horse.
With a man on a horse. And he wasn't drunk at this point.
Why was he getting a 3-year-old
So
horse?
he also had alcohol on the horse with him to drink while holding a toddler and steering a horse.
So, police got a call around 8 p.m. reporting an intoxicated man carrying a small child on a horse. He was trying to leave the child in various houses. He didn't know where the people were, and he didn't know where the child belonged, and obviously he wasn't properly supervising the child.
That is so awful.
Doesn't he realize that if you just go to a fire department or something like that, they don't ask questions, you just drop the kid off?
Here's the thing.
Really?
Yeah. You have a baby.
I'll have to remember that. Just kidding.
Dude, I found this baby. Can you do something about it? It's like, really, it's your baby. You're just like, I don't want it anymore. Figure out what happened to this baby.
I mean, if they can stamp bullets, why can't they stamp babies?
So we're talking about chipping babies now.
Yeah, like we do our animals.
Yeah, why not
run
right away?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and let's do this. Let's have this happen.
About that in the Bible.
Yes.
No, that was just a number. We need to start chipping people.
Yeah.
This could also help us unite the world and further our robot protector. Like it would. No, seriously. If you could chip people,
Everyone
it
give
could
a bit of your soul to the robot protector.
If you chip everybody, it could sense where people are on the ground, and so it could avoid stomping on people.
That's true.
See, this is
Holy cow, you're
legitimate. Right. I know I'm always right.
Shut up. You're not.
But people already pissed off that they do GPS on your phone. I mean, come on. You can't even let you chip.
What's to say?
Yeah, but what if they don't
carry?
carry their phone? They're gonna get stomped on. They need to be chipped.
That's what they get when they don't bring their phone with them, Tyson. Death.
Well, all right. What about this? Instead of chipping people, just implant a phone in their arm. That way they can talk. They can talk to their friends.
They have to walk around with their arm up against their head.
We can do the thumb pinky thing and be like, hello.
Yeah,
And you can make your gadget. Yeah,
Exactly.
You could just fist bump people to get their number.
That's pretty badass.
Give me your digits, bro.
I want to friend you on Facebook. Done.
Be like, or with girls, just like, what's up, baby? Let me tap that. And be like, no, I mean your
Why
wrist.
aren't we film directors?
Because Hollywood's not ready for in a creative mind, so we are.
Someday they will be.
Someday.
Sunday? Like next
Sunday.
Sunday at the Phillips.
Live Winger.
One night only.
Performing all 2 of their hits.
Opening act, Poison.
Okay, next headline.
Performing their one song. Well, no, here's the thing. He got a hold of the kid about 3. The dad stopped following him. The police found him at 8 o'clock, and he said he started drinking at 4 to 5 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
So after an hour and a half of having this kid, he was like, fuck it, I'm getting drunk.
So he'd been drinking until, like...
Okay, the kid's 3.
Yeah. He's like, fucking baby, let's go get drunk.
They didn't have any bathroom breaks, anything like
They
that.
were on that horse from, 3 o'clock until 8 o'clock?
5 hours?
Basically.
5 hours they were on the horse.
Oh, man.
He was arrested for public intoxication and child abuse, and booked into the Tulsa County Jail on $50,000 and $100 bond.
Wow.
Why not just make it $50,000? Why do you have to add the extra 100?
Maybe they had to call his banker and find out how much he had, so they could just add a little bit more than he could afford.
He was like 50,000. I got that in the bank. Okay, plus 100. Fuck. You got me.
The child was placed in a DHS shelter while authorities determined whether his home is safe.
Well, yeah. Okay. Now here's the question.
Here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. His father hopes to get him back soon. Quote, I guess I made a big mistake. I love him with all my heart. All I was trying to do was make up for his Christmas presents and give him a horse. Unquote.
Wow.
Yeah. Here's the problem with that whole scenario.
The whole thing.
No. Well, aside from the whole thing.
Hey,
No.
You want a horse? just let your little boy ride up there with me. And it's just sweet tea, I swear.
You realize
no,
nowhere in that
I just talk like this. I had a stroke.
At no point in that whole thing did they mention the mother. Because you know that guy's getting ready to get a divorce.
Well, the divorce rate in the U.S. is already 50%, so they might already be divorced.
Yeah,
but
he's buying a horse so that he can be better on his son's birthday than his mom. I thought that was obvious.
Trying to one-up each other.
That was clear in this story.
3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you a Tonka power truck. Yeah, well, I'm getting a fucking horse. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah, well, I'm getting him in a Mustang. I don't give a shit if he doesn't have a driver's license.
He'll get one eventually.
Do you have any other headlines?
Oh yeah, I've got 2 more.
All right.
And they're getting progressively worse, if you haven't noticed.
Oh, well.
Okay. Teasing over vaginal flatulence on school bus leads to a groin attack.
Oh, okay. Let's expand on
Groin
this.
attack?
Groin attack.
What is a groin attack?
Is that like
Is that where you thrust your groin at someone? Or is that somebody attacks your groin?
Is that when you throw an uppercut?
Did South Park popularize the term queef? Or did they?
No,
or
queef,
did they?
I think that's an
Queef
actual
has been
term.
around for a while
It's just
before South Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they didn't invent it.
No. Queef has been
Okay,
around for a while. We all knew what queef was.
Because I had never heard that before. South Park.
Really?
Yeah.
But South Park's been around since you were a kid.
It's been around probably longer than me. No.
No. It popped up in the late 90s.
Oh, okay. No. I'm older than South Park.
You know what's even worse than this incident is the police, their report. Just the wording is hilarious. Anyways, a 13-year-old male high school student was teasing an 18-year-old girl about her vaginal flatulence before being struck in his testicles, police said.
A 13-year-old was bullying an 18-year-old?
Yes.
That's rich.
God.
So
This was in Pennsylvania, by the way.
So a 13-year-old.
Oh, okay. Everything's backwards there anyway.
So a 13-year-old kid was picking on this Amish girl, right?
She punched him in the dick.
And she was then thrown out of the society for being violent.
He was like, "Yo, pussy fart," and she hit him.
She technically touched the genitals, and she was unclean, so they kicked her out of the Amish community.
So that's what's considered a groin attack.
Go ahead.
I guess that's the groin attack. Here's the police words. The accused expelled wind from the vulva during coitus while at the back of the bus.
During coitus? What?
Was she having sex? Holy shit.
She was having sex.
They might not know the proper usage of that term.
I don't think...
Well, that's usually when you
the definition of coitus is sexual intercourse.
Yeah, when you...
Like, that's the only 2 words that it gave when I looked at the definition.
No, well, that's when you... Okay. most of the time when women queef, it's during sexual intercourse because air gets pushed in there and it squeezes out past the shaft and goes up, makes a sound.
Yeah, I'm aware of this.
Right. My point is.
I've had sexual intercourse before.
I got you. Let me finish.
Virgins are not listening to this.
Obviously,
you have.
What?
You should be president.
My point is.
Well, that have had sex.
Yeah.
My point is.
Why am I not president?
My point is.
Damn it! I want to be president. What are your qualifications?
No, you want to be emperor.
Is that
I want to be
was the 13-year-old performing the sexual act?
He's like, yeah, baby, queef on me. She's like, shut up, bam.
I mean, was that? honestly,
damn.
Or was he?
She would have had to uppercut it though, because.
Or was he? Or was he like peeking over the back of the
everywhere.
seat? Oh God!
Sorry, Jason.
No, was he peeking over the back of the seat at her? I mean,
Was he giggling?
Was he watching? Was he watching this? Like his older brother or whatever, just drill this chick and then making fun of her because she was queefing
on the bus?
I mean, how does that work? And who's having sex on the back of the bus? When did that happen? When did that start happening? Because that didn't happen when I went to school.
Somebody did that whenever.
It slowly evolved from throwing paper airplanes out of the windows to having sex.
How do you go from throwing paper balls to having sex? That is a giant leap.
Well,
every kid has a cell phone now, so
I heard tales of band trips and stuff like that where girls would get finger blasted.
That's one time at band camp.
Somebody did have sex on a bus I was riding one time. I saw, I didn't watch it, but I have seen also tits on the bus. They'll flash their tits all the time. I don't know why that was.
When did that become a?
I don't know because
seen that
because teenage girls feel they have to subjectify their body to. I don't know. It's stupid.
I grew up in the wrong genre. I grew up in the wrong era.
They used to do that in middle school. When Jacob and I were in middle school,
yeah, dude,
would do that
all the time.
They would take. There was one chick in particular. I won't say a name, but she would get a group of guys and go around behind one of the buildings and just show all the guys her tits.
No, I'll cut it out. Remember? You don't.
I don't even remember her name.
Gay. Anyways, I think it'd be pretty funny to think about it. But yeah, I know some girl got fingered on the bus. Some dude, one girl on our bus actually used to go in the back in the morning when it was dark and give people hand jobs.
For money or just to do it?
I don't know. I never did it. I was never one of her patrons, so I can't.
Did you?
One of her patrons?
You never asked anybody?
You mean one of her tricks?
I'm white. I say patrons.
Why else would you do it? I mean, why else would a girl sit back there and do that?
Because she's a whore? I don't know.
So if you use the term patron, it sounds legal.
Yeah, it's like a business.
I get you. Okay.
If there's legal Tinder, you're a patron, and that's a business.
Okay. I was on the wrong bus. I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I sat there most of the time and just listened to music by myself because everyone on my bus was retarded and backwoods, and two, if somebody did talk to me, it was never interesting.
Why do you do that every time?
What?
Everybody on the bus was backwoods and retarded, and two,
because it bothers him so much. That's why I do it.
I don't even know if you know you're doing it. Sometimes.
I know I'm doing it,
okay.
But you're funny to read. It's like you're just like I can see it seething. I can see it seething.
I don't get angry by it. I just find it amusing.
You find it amusing?
I find it amusing. It's funny that
you think I'm funny? Do you think I'm a fucking clown? Do you think I amuse you?
Anyways. A little bit, yeah. Which is why I'm sitting here talking.
He's only allowed to do that accent because he's Italian.
Exactly.
Wait, Scarface wasn't Italian, he was Cuban.
No.
That's racist.
He wasn't doing Scarface.
What was that?
He was doing Pesci.
I'm not high pitched enough to do Pesci.
He was trying. He was attempting Pesci.
My Italian came out of it.
I hope Joe Pesci doesn't hear this and beat our asses.
No, he wouldn't beat your ass. He just beat me. He just beat me up. Or we would get drinks together and then go shoot.
He would never attack an emperor.
Joe Pesci knows his place.
Yeah, he would.
He would never attack me.
That's Joe Pesci. Come on, let's be honest.
Oh, leg crap.
Okay.
I'm good.
The victim began to laugh and chuckled at the accused for her actions. The trooper continued. Then the accused.
So she was laughing to the officers.
Then the accused approached the victim and elbowed him in the testicles.
Again?
No, this was the only act. This was just.
The guy was laughing, so she got up and elbowed him in the dick.
Okay.
The girl was ultimately cited for harassment. No word yet on whether school officials plan to discipline the girl for allegedly having sex on the school bus.
Or assault.
Wait, how is that harassment? That is assault.
Yeah, you elbow somebody in the dick, that's assault.
Their dismay allegedly prompted him to release a second
Is that
statement,
a deadly weapon? Because you're
which refrained
jeopardizing
from
the
detailing the boys
possibility of
chiding.
children.
Yeah, actually. Well,
They should be lawyers too.
you know, well, no, 'cause honestly,
Presidents
if you-
or emperors were lawyers and what were
they can
filmmakers
charge you.
too.
They can charge you with biological.
They've
best-
also earned the Nobel Peace Prize.
We're the best damn jive turkeys ever.
If they want to push it, they could charge you with biological warfare if you spit in somebody's face.
Really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
Let's go spit on some people. Mainly homeless people.
That's so out of taste.
come on,
Not
they,
for me.
they do need baths. Come on.
Okay,
Baths.
here's the last
Bathing in spit.
here's the last
Okay,
the last headline. And I saved this one for last mainly because it's going to hurt anyone with a testicle. At least one.
Well, get it over with. Let's get it out of the way.
Well, didn't the
Are you
last one?
Yeah, let's get it over
That's
with.
not as bad. It's
build-up's
queefing.
killing.
All right.
Whatever.
All right. That's the sound it makes too. All right, let's go.
No,
Last
do, that,
headline.
do that thing you were doing earlier. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. That's
Here we go. Farming equipment rips man's genital skin off.
And why was the farming equipment touching the man's genitals?
Because he thought it was a sheep. No, that's not really what happened. This article, I love how it starts off. What is the skin of a man's genitalia worth? $4 million. According to an Alabama jury.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Now.
So where do I sign up?
Okay. By
Yeah, like
by
2
genitals.
million.
By genitals. Okay. Did it? Are they talking the penis or the balls? Did it rip the skin off the balls or the dick?
I thought
Well,
genitals was...
let's find out.
Well, when you
Okay.
say genitals is plural, isn't it just the whole
That's
deal?
the whole kit and caboodle.
The whole deal. The kit and caboodle. Whole package.
The whole
Yeah, oh god.
me whole me all mixed down there.
Alright.
Okay, why are we... No bestiality reference.
The rod and tackle. You know.
Did you guys use the term bestiality in the last one? Because
Yes, we did. We brought it
Yeah.
up.
So it's
a
been
running-
said in every single one.
It's a running gag. Our running thing.
Oh my
bestiality.
God. And you even talked about the sheep. So
Holy shit, you're right.
all right, let's keep going.
It's ingrained. Okay, so this apparently the company that owns the farm that the guy worked at was ordered to pay him $4 million for this accident that happened 5 years ago.
Whoa. What?
Apparently, this happened 5 years ago, and they're just now reaching some kind of
Agreement.
So much for plastic surgery.
Jesus.
Those
Did
5
something-
years
Did they
ago.
just leave him hanging there, or what?
Leave it hanging.
Well, we're just waiting for somebody to come to an agreement. They're just kind of chilling out. Talk about a hell of a draft.
Oh God.
Just the wind blowing through your
Yeah, it'd be like chewing mint and then sucking in your teeth. You know that real cold,
that
Some-
biting cold stuff.
yeah, just right across your balls all day long.
All the time.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did something. I mean,
Let's see.
even if they shrunk wrap it just to be safe.
Gerald Lyman was employed by Kendrick Farms as a temporary worker to install fencing on the day of the accident. Lawyers for the victim argue that his lack of training caused him to operate the machine improperly. If you're trying to work a machine with your balls, you're probably trained improperly.
Oh yeah,
Okay, well,
lack of
okay.
training. That's always good for some money in court.
Okay, when did they start using machines to put fencing?
I don't know.
Since humans don't do anything the hard way anymore,
since we've become
I learned
lazy.
how to put up fences by
we're
hand.
building a giant robot to protect our country. Why would we do anything the hard way?
Yeah, fuck that.
And building the giant robot isn't going to be hard.
We don't care. We're not going to be the ones
Well,
building it.
once you, yeah, that's true. Once you do it, it's done. So.
He was holding on to the boom of a post hole digger with a drill bit stuck into a hard piece of ground. Or it struck a hard piece of ground. He lost his footing, and his clothing was...
Lost his footing.
He lost his footing, and his clothing was pulled into the drill, along with his genitals.
Is that a way of saying he was balancing the tool with his genitals while naked? Because that's what I hear when you say lost his footing.
That's a lot to hear when he says lost his footing.
Oh, man.
How do you...
But yeah. So apparently the post hole digger
Is
is.
that a Michael Jackson outburst?
Shut up! Someone's got to come out. It's brimming. There's a big drill that drills down instead of having the two-handed post hole digger. I'm having a fucking hard time with that word.
Hole digger. Just say hole digger.
Damn it.
Hole digger.
Instead of having the two-handled hole digger, they have a machine with a drill.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So apparently, when he was moving the drill, he got too close. His pants leg caught into it. It pulled, therefore pulling him into the drill, and it ripped his genitals off.
Oh, so okay.
I mean, his genital skin.
No, okay. I apologize to the man for losing his nut skin. That sucked for you. But that's what you get for being a pussy and not doing it the old-fashioned way with a set of post-hole diggers. Just get out there and be a man.
That's the name of this week's episode. I lost my nut skin.
You say that, but you're not the one out there digging the post holes.
I've done fencing. When
And if you had access to a tool that would do it quickly.
No, I actually like getting out there and doing physical labor like that.
Yeah, okay.
I do. A lot of times it gives me the.
You're not a true American.
It gives me the satisfaction of actually working with my hands and.
What are you from the fucking 60s?
Fine, you can help build the giant robot.
Maybe I want to. Maybe I want to. Maybe I want to control it from inside.
If you build the thing, you can do whatever the hell you want with it.
Those controls inside are pretty hard. You have somebody who's been digging post holes for a long time. Has got this build up biceps.
With jerking off, I've got that down. I can handle it.
Okay.
I can handle it.
I didn't want to, lump you into that group.
Yes, I masturbate vigorously.
You're a man. Of course you do. You're a human. In that respect.
Human.
Wait.
Oh, so we're called man because human. It's in the word.
Wow,
human.
Tyson.
I was just kidding.
Okay, please. I was about to say that epiphany is not real. I really hope not.
It's
Actually,
fake
so by that aspect, then dolphins are human and so are apes
Hey, don't leave out killer whales.
because they all masturbate.
They do?
The
Yes.
killer whales.
I know dolphins have sex for pleasure.
Yeah,
Killer
and
whales.
they'll rub up against things to masturbate, and
they'll rape humans.
and
That's
monkeys, chimpanzees and stuff like that. They masturbate.
Killer whales.
Well, anybody who's ever been to a zoo has seen a monkey jerk off. That just happens.
No. Here's the best one.
They're slapping
When the
their weird
females-
monkey
when the
vaginas.
females find sticks and use them as rudimentary tools to masturbate
really?
inside. Oh yeah, they will stretch that thing wide. It's
Oh
pretty
my
gross.
God.
Yeah.
A stick? That's
They're just
awful.
like, yeah. They're like, well, look at this. And you're
Tearing
like, oh my
holes
God.
and shit.
Reminds me of when it was.
Killer whales don't masturbate. They just try to give head, but they're not.
They're not good at it. Their teeth. It's like, I want to give you head, but
Tears
my
it off
teeth are
every
too
time.
big.
They rip their genital skin off every time.
But yeah, that's pretty horrible. So we've talked about
Those are true headlines today.
We've talked about castration today and losing nut skin.
Multiple times, actually.
Yeah,
Holy
and
cow.
bestiality. What is wrong with us? Why do we keep discussing?
There's
the same
nothing
thing?
wrong with me. You guys are the ones that bring it up.
No. You know what's wrong with
just
us? You know
comment.
why we keep bringing this kind of stuff up? It's our area. It's that north central Florida, southern Georgia area that just kind of just
Just a general attitude of fucked upness.
He keeps saying we.
You keep
You are
lumping
in this
us in
group.
with your shit.
You are here with us, therefore you are.
He wasn't here last week,
You
so
are
we have more
guilty by
tallies against him.
association.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. You're
willing to admit-
You're going down with
Guilty
the
by
rest of us.
association.
Don't admit to anything, Tyson.
That's right. I'm a lawyer.
Like right now, if he had heroin
Slash
on him
mechanic.
and we got raided, we would all go to jail.
But I don't have heroin on me.
Are you sure? You look like a heroin user. You fucking wop.
What are you, a cop?
No.
No, he said
Why?
wop.
They always say
Why?
no.
Why? Because I'm Irish. So I'm Irish. I've got to be a fucking Mick cop.
What?
A Mick.
Are you Irish?
Yeah.
No, he just has
Yeah.
red hair because he's just an asshole.
Do you really have red hair?
Yeah.
Is it red?
Yeah, my beard's
Red
red.
there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm Irish. I'm more Irish than I am. I've got a German last
Tyson's
name. but I'm
Georgian.
And he wonders why us Brits try to enslave them.
Look at this funny way to send the fucking red hair.
I'm not British. I'm actually
I know.
French and Norman heritage.
That would explain the gayness. I mean, no, that's right, gay.
That explains why he doesn't shave his pits.
No, that's why. That's
would-
why.
why
That's why he
would I?
doesn't bathe And he loves croissants.
Oh, okay.
He loves croissants.
You know,
Is that are croissants French?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
Very much
hence,
so.
hence the name croissant.
I'm not.
Croissant.
I'm not Napoleon.
You're not
era.
a good French person.
I'm not Napoleon era faggot French. I'm like Norman era French. You know, the ones that took over England and became the Brits.
Before they
They killed all the Saxons.
You're the ones that they were like, I don't want to be gay, so let's go kill some Brits.
You know, the ones that came from the German barbarians.
Okay.
And they killed all the Saxons and
so
took over Romania.
he was the rough and tumbler Frenches.
You know,
the
and this is going to sound stupid.
good ones.
I've been watching
The
Lost.
ones that were like, I'm done fighting, so let's go to Canada.
I never watched Lost when it was on television, so I'm playing catch up now.
Me too, actually.
You're watching Lost?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. Tell me why they're stranded on an island, yet no woman on there has any pit hair.
Magic. Also,
they
some
don't
of the
shave
some of the characters.
I believe that a director would
shave.
respond to this and say it's suspended disbelief.
Actually, no. There is a chance that there were razors and luggage.
Yeah.
In the
You're right.
travel luggage.
Yeah, okay, granted. Okay,
Some of the
fine.
broken
And you can
mirror.
sharpen a razor to keep shaving, because some of the characters' facial hair is also shaved occasionally.
Yeah, but this was put out post 9/11. You're not getting a blade on a, regardless of a razor blade or anything else.
You can put it in checked luggage. Multiple times I've put pocket knives and things of that nature in checked luggage. They don't care about that.
Well, see,
if it's under the plane, you can't.
What
get
about
it.
scimitar?
You can put a sword in checked luggage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
You
noticed.
you can't get to it. People check firearms.
Well, I noticed like you know,
Okay.
there's.
I've
some
never
people
been on
have
an
had
airport, so I
knives
can't
and
really-
stuff, but I can't imagine.
One day you'll get your wings, Jacob.
One day.
One
I
day.
can't imagine them having enough razors to keep 46 people shaved properly.
It's possible. I would like to think any male who's going overseas who regularly shaves would check some amount of razors in his luggage, and razors can be sharpened. So
Well, they have rocks.
But the counterpoint, there's one counterpoint I'm going to throw out there that's going to trump everything.
Okay.
The French woman, when they found her, she has shaved armpits. For one, she's French. For two, she's been there 16 years.
She's not French if she shaves her armpits.
But she has shaved armpits.
That's a very good argument.
Once again, suspended disbelief.
You're not supposed to notice those things.
No, it's a conspiracy show.
Most people.
She's probably not actually French.
She's probably not actually
Of course,
been there 16
I'm not
years.
far enough in the show to find out whether she's actually
Her
French or
ethnicity.
not, so.
I can't say anything about because I've never watched the show. I heard.
And whose fault is that?
You know whose fault it is.
Jacob never watches anything.
I'm sorry, I was too busy creating and using my mind.
Is that what you call it? Because we're still waiting for some results.
That's what we called it. I was poor growing up.
I was a poor white
I
boy
was-
from the wrong side of the streets.
I was like Steve Martin and the Jerk. I was born a poor black guy.
I'm just like Foreigner. I'm a dirty white boy. Dirty white boy. Dirty white boy. Dirty white boy.
Okay. It's a music reference.
Yeah, Foreigner. That's why I said I'm like Foreigner.
Foreigner. That's so
I just
old.
don't think it was adequate.
I don't give a flying fuck what you guys think. I say what I want, and I say it loud.
And proud.
So, yeah. Anywho,
Where we
I
signing
think that about wraps it up.
Yeah, where we signing off from this week?
did we do Boca Raton already?
Boca
No,
Raton.
we haven't.
Yeah, well, we're gonna sign up from Boca Raton tonight.
A lot of drunk people riding horses around here.
Yeah, we're gonna be. Yeah, indeed.
Well, live from Boca Raton, this has been the Jive Turkeys.